Good afternoon, or, well, it's still kind of morning here. Good afternoon, good morning, some of you for good evening. Everyone, welcome to some more Link to the Past bracket first round. We have prdwong and Schulzer with the game 3. My name is Tracy M. I'll be taking you through this. For now, I may be solo tracking. Hopefully IB Karma comes or someone else does it, because this is not going to be... this is going to be interesting if I have to track it, because, yeah, tracking is hard, and calling a race is hard at the same time. So... and here we go. Schulzer going ahead and starting at Sanctuary. prdwong starting at the Link's house. We got 50 bucks, and I didn't quite see what Schulzer picked up. This is game 3. Schulzer won in game 1, which I believe was open. prdwong came back in game 2, winning the... I believe that was the cross hunt race. And now we are 80 keys. Okay, apparently somebody got a TR small. Okay, this... I'm gonna miss things, as just so y'all know. You may need to call some of this stuff out, because I am going to miss things. Got a fire rod and a mushroom for prdwong. So... if I could find it on the tracker, I would mark it. There it is, fire rod and a mushroom. And as it is, I am missing stuff while I'm trying to click on things. This is why tracking's hard. This is why I don't do it. This is why trackers are the MVPs, and oh my god. Schulzer must be the one with the TR small. There we go. Let's see. That worked. prdwong immediately turning in that mushroom. I like it. I don't know if it was off a save and quit. If in case... oh, it's a big key. We're not resetting this. I don't care what big key this is. It's the Eastern Palace big key. We definitely need that. There's that small key to Turtle Rock for prdwong. Alright, we got a heart piece over at Bonk Rocks. The Schulzer are about to get that ice rod and mushroom. Oh, there's a sword there too. Okay, that's actually really important as well. Both runners now with a fighter sword. Really nice. Did not catch the sword the first time. Trying to find a small key to pod. Both have fighter sword. All right, I think I've got everything clicked. Please, both have the pod key. Thank you. Like, if any of you want to contact people and get yourselves in here as a tracking role, I could really use the help. But yeah, in the meantime, just call out anything I don't have marked, and I will do my best to get it marked. And there's that Eastern big key for Schulzer. Alright, we are now in Kakariko. Schulzer are going to go ahead and do the castle first, so that's really interesting. Normally, I really like this kind of divergence. Trying to keep track of all of it, though. Let's see. You got rupees. You got a big key to Turtle Rock, a mirror on prdwong's side, piece of heart. Mirror for prdwong. some big key that I've already forgotten for Schulzer. Was it a Turtle Rock big key? PR big, that's what I thought. Okay. A small key of Turtle Rock. So far, we've gotten lots of Turtle Rock's keys. We need 3 smalls at the by the end. A hammer for prdwong. That's really nice. A small key to Skull Woods. Also good for routing purposes. Schulzer's going to go ahead and do the escape right now. Compass we don't care about. 5 rupees we don't care about. Yeah, I agree, Porpa. Yeah, if a little bit of slowdown, if so I can track everything. Piece of heart. So the items are coming a little bit slower. Is there anything else I've missed that any of you have caught? Feel free to shout it out. I think the pod big instead of the TR big is marked. Okay. For Schulzer. Thank you. And a bow. Okay, just barely caught my eyes on that bow. I'll mark that in a second as soon as I see that TR big show up. There we go. And bow for prdwong. Bottle for Schulzer. Schulzer? Okay, thank you. We have a bottle for Schulzer. Alright, soon enough this will slow down a little bit, and the early game it's fast and furious. Maybe a little more so than yeah, we definitely want that flute. prdwong's gonna go ahead and activate that. It'll be interesting to see how long it is before prdwong gets over to the castle. Looks like there wasn't much beyond that TR big key, TR small key, and Dark Cross. So we've got 3 out of our 4 TR keys already found. The second one for each runner is different though. And we've got the big key. So we're going to be able to do a lot of TR stuff when the time comes. Alright, both runners are converging at the dam. Arrows and rupees. Schulzer's going to go ahead and get over here to Mini Moldorm Cave. Unfortunately, we're almost done with the 5-item cave, so items are becoming a little bit slower for me. And they're both in the same place, which helps. We got a big key to desert. And bombs. Okay, so the big key to desert being the important thing over here. I imagine prdwong will get that shortly. We'll go ahead and just mark that now. Yes, you're right. Boots should be marked because... No, boots should have just been marked from the beginning. But forgive me for trying. We have enough time. We can go ahead and do that now. We'll go ahead and mark those boots. The green 20 is the replacement item, but it's not a logically replaced item. It could be on the torch for all it's worth, so... It's just kind of funny sometimes when we find it. We find it in a funny spot. It's like Ice Rock Kid just had $5, so nothing to worry about there. Schulzer's going to do a water walk. prdwong having not saved and quit. Didn't save a water walk, so maybe isn't going to do that as well. Oh, because he's got the flute. We're gonna check out what little we can do on the mountain. Getting the save and quit here is always useful. Ooh, a Master Sword out of logic for Schulzer is interesting. We're just gonna run back and go get the man under the bridge because we can't afford Zora. Some runners will also peek the ledge. We don't really have the items to sequence break that at the moment. So, or sequence break that particular item, so Schulzer choosing not to even check it out. Just bombs from the man under the bridge. Another pod small from our friend on the mountain. Is that prdwong's third pod small key? Or has Schulzer found one that I didn't track? Yeah, I don't recall. I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know. Not a good way to check, because unfortunately we don't get to see their... Okay, only 2. Good. I appreciate y'all helping me out. Yeah, we saw that glove on Spectacle Rock, so we have the mirror, so prdwong is going to be able to pick that up. Hammer glove. We just need a moon pearl. That'll give us some Dark World access. Quake medallion in Hera. May or may not be needed. So we're a long ways away from finding our medallions. Schulzer gets his flute. And a Skullwood small in Hera, thank you. Just a piece of heart on the floating island. We're not going to go get that at any point. Schulzer's about to get all the stuff that he didn't get earlier in Kakariko. Schulzer got a bow? Okay. We got no Chibato. I assume is going to be tracking for us. Very appreciative of you coming in, Nochi. A small key to Hera on the sick kid that prdwong did not get earlier because he did not have the bottle at the time. Myths in Spiral Caves. Okay. Yeah, continue calling this stuff out. Nochi will hopefully get us all caught up. But yeah, in case Nochi misses anything. But yeah, we should be good for now, because Skull good, big, Meyer small. Awesome. Small key to Castle Tower. We need 2 of those. So good to find one of them early. The flippers and a hook shot. And somewhere there was a lamp. Yeah, a good Paradox cave. Our multi-item caves were loaded today. Well, mostly. I mean... I would say there was definitely an exception. Oh, this is interesting. prdwong with a kitty cat bunny sprite, which I love. Is going to do a super bunny check, which, you know, not in logic, so this won't be a... This won't be a moon pearl, but could be something interesting. Just 300 rupees in bombs, which is only relevant if our runners decide, if prdwong decides to go pay off Zora, which would help. Which, you know, that money does help towards that. But I I think prdwong has other things that he wants to do first. We're gonna get the King's Tomb check. We're still looking for a moon pearl. prdwong gonna go ahead and do the back of escape. A small key to Skull Woods and a big key to Thieves Town. Logically, those Skull Woods keys are all required. Practically speaking, you don't need any of them because you can do stuff with drop downs. But one is nice to avoid having to save and quit out of a drop down, and two just makes routing a little bit better. The third one is pretty superfluous at that point. And Schulzer's gonna go ahead and into this Tower of Hera. Now, interestingly enough, Schulzer has the small key, and can do the basement here. And, you know, probably does. We're still missing a moon pearl. prdwong's gonna go ahead and go into Eastern Palace. Nope, not gonna do it. Okay. Given the way he got the bottle, I would totally have checked that, because, like, you wouldn't expect, you know, if it's something good, there's a very reasonable chance that your opponent is not going to have that small key before going over to Hera. But it is a long check, so, like, I don't blame anybody for not wanting to do a long check like that. But yeah, looks like we got the small to Thieves Town. Yeah, I mean, big to Thieves Town. It's nice when you can just do Thieves Town when you get to it in an 80 key situation. That doesn't happen very often. There's the mitts for Schulzer and a bottle of blue for prdwong, which is really nice. You know, if you're gonna get bottles, might as well get bottles with something super useful in them. And Schulzer about to get that treasure trove that is over here at Paradox Cave. Now, with that hook shot, either one of our runners could have chosen to just go ahead and do Hera now. And just do the whole thing, except obviously the big chest. There's the ice rod. So yeah, we're pretty well set for Turtle Rock. It's actually kind of amazing. I didn't even think about this. We can actually full clear this Eastern Palace with all the stuff we have, which is not normal. I mean, yeah, chat saying the seat seems way too nice so far. Well, I mean, we still have to find another Castle Tower small key, so... we have a little ways away before we can really call the seat nice, but, you know, just certainly little nice things like being able to go and do Eastern on the first, you know, just be able to do Eastern. That doesn't happen very often. Small key to pod. I think we've seen 3 pod keys at this point. And Schulzer are gonna get stuff in the back of Escape. Small key to Skull Woods, big key to Thieves Town. prdwong needs to be a little bit careful on 1 heart. A lot of things don't do a lot of damage here, so it should be fine. And there's plenty of heart pots coming up. As long as he's careful, we'll be fine. I'm gonna go in with 28 arrows, which is more than enough. And 2 hearts. Oh, just missed the quick kill there, but is able to recover. And rewarded with a small key to Ice Palace. Ice Palace, another one of those small keys that's more about routing efficiency than it is about actual need. Schulzer, in the meantime, is going to go ahead and do some stuff in Desert. We don't have the small key, but we do have the big key. So we can get the big chest, we can check the torch. So we can get most of the items here. We could complete the dungeon. I don't know if he wants to complete the dungeon. It's not in logic until we get the small key, but it's kind of irrelevant in terms of doing it. A lot of runners won't do it early just because they can maybe route it a little more efficiently with Misery Mire later. It does not pick up the map. Since we have to do all the dungeons, the maps have less value than otherwise. It's good to know what your pendants are in case ped needs to be pulled. It's good to know what your red crystals are. It is probably most important to know what your green pendant is. But a lot of those things you can find out other ways. And Schulzer is going to go ahead and just beat this now. Fire Rod, Master Sword, pretty decent fight. The Desert Small kind of gets relegated into what I call Fetch Quest Key. Similar, except it gives you 2 items. Other Fetch Quest keys are things like Swamp Big, because it's just the big chest, or Go Woods Big, or my least favorite, the Harris Small Key. Let's see if prdwong decides he also wants to beat Desert. And he does. Looks like Schulzer missed 1 shot on the landmost, got 1 more shot left. Oh, misses that one as well. We'll have to clean this up with a sword. Or if he chooses, he could use the bow hammer. It does clean it up nicely. And gets a piece of heart from a shovel. Alright, now the landmo fight for prdwong. Very nicely done. Schulzer's gonna go ahead and check Checkerboard Cave. Just a bug net, doesn't want it. I imagine prdwong also going to do these last couple checks that Schulzer's doing right now. Schulzer, also with the big key in the bow, I would expect him to go to Eastern relatively soon. I don't know if we've gotten a good look at the medallion required here. If anyone of you in chat saw it, let us know. Big key to Misery Mire. Like if the cane were to decide to show up, we could actually do Mire right now. But we leave that for later. Oh, we're still looking for a Moon Pearl. Never mind. We still haven't found the Moon Pearl. As prdwong's beautiful cat sprite is reminding me. Schulzer's gonna go ahead and do Eastern. prdwong also decides that he does want the bug now. Trying to think what we have at this point. I feel like the Zora area is the area we haven't done. And we have at least, yeah, we have both checks available in Castle Tower. Unfortunately, we don't have the second Castle Tower key. It's probably going to be last location. Ideally, if you go into Castle Tower, you'd like to just finish it. And prdwong going to go ahead and save and quit, and we'll float away from the mountain. Second bottle for Schulzer. we're gonna get that sick kid check for that Hera small key. Wouldn't be unreasonable for prdwong to go ahead and just do Hera right now. That small key to Hera could have our Moon Pearl. I might do, well, I was about to say I might do Zora first. We do need to get a little bit of money before we can do Zora. But we can just go to one of the 50-50 caves. Oh, prdwong hasn't done the front of the castle yet, so he's gonna go ahead and do that first. But yeah, if the runners, if either or both runners goes back for Hera Basement, I would expect them to go ahead and use a Hera Pop to clear the dungeon. And leave just the big chest. Yeah, chat mentioned the rupee room in Eastern. That's an easy one to forget. Like, it's 90 rupees. It would have given prdwong enough to pay off Zora. But it's not one that's super common. I think it looks like chat wants the Hera Basement Moon Pearl. I mean, the one nice thing if it were the Hera Basement Moon Pearl, just the fact that both would have to do it, and both would have to do it relatively early, so it wouldn't be one of those things where one person would gain a huge advantage over the other with it. I would imagine both would get to it about the same time. But yeah, I also agree. CT2, you know, like if Moon Pearl was sitting there on the Lumberjack, which would be really interesting given that neither runner has actually checked Lumberjack. There's that extra small key for prdwong. I would expect he will also do the first 2 checks in Castle Tower. Since he's here after doing this castle check. Now, only this chest right here is in logic because we don't have the Hyrule Castle small key. In this mode, it's very rarely gonna bite you to just go ahead and do this now. Every once in a while, if the game wants you to go to the back of the escape without a glove, it's gonna give you the small key. And we already have both gloves at this point, so... Schulzer getting his Ice Palace small. Oh, right. prdwong hasn't gotten the sword yet, so yeah, Chad is right. So, a little unfortunate for him that he's doing this now and hadn't done the Zora checks. I think he's hoping to get enough money for Zora here without having to do anything else to do it. Could do a Houlihan with the glove. Since the one with he's got the flippers for the one that's most standard. There's also a setup you can do with the boots. Oh, I didn't even realize Schulzer hadn't rescued the old man here. This could be Hera for Schulzer. And yeah, chat asked about the stun prices. That's actually a legit question here. Because, like, if the stun prize or something really good, the answer is I don't know. If it was like a red 20, you could just stun a couple enemies and get your money that way. But prdwong is just going to go ahead and grab the rupees out of the 50 rupee cave, and that'll get him to Zora. Schulzer, meanwhile, is going to go ahead and do Hera. Which, again, I expect him to finish this dungeon. Other than the big chest, unless the big key decides to be in the basement. At this point, you have to do the basement check, because you're looking for a Moon Pearl. You can't leave that behind. Neither one is going to particularly want to go back to Castle Tower at this point with the... with it being an extra dip without being able to clear it. We're gonna get a couple new checks here. First of all on prdwong, so we're gonna see what's on this ledge. It is rupees. We don't care about those. Now we're gonna see what Zora has. Ooh, silvers. Really nice find. Not progression. All right, Hera Basement. What do you got? You got a heart. Also, not progression. But yeah, as I expected, Schulzer's going to go ahead and sequence break the rest of this dungeon. If the Moon Pearl happens to be in one of these 2 checks he's going to get, then we know that Hera Big Key is available somewhere. So this is not impossible to be our Moon Pearl, but there is some sort of if it is, there's some sort of progression in between. It's not going to do both checks. It's just going to do the boss. I assume just to make it a little bit more palatable to come back here with the big key. Since the item is out of logic anyway. Yeah, I mean, CT2 in its vanilla location is possible. Oh my god. Okay. So guess what? This is everything that Schulzer just did is in logic. It's a green pendant. There's your $300 to go pay off Zora, but like the order just couldn't be right. So okay, so prdwong's gonna go do Hera. Schulzer's gonna go get this Tower of Hera big key and probably go back to Hera. That's so good. You can't, like, I don't think you can't plando this stuff. Like, prdwong be like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't do that Hera play out of line. Now the Moon Pearl doesn't have to be in the big chest. If the Moon Pearl happens to be in the other chest, then Schulzer's really gonna be kicking himself. Because he could have just gotten it and just realized, oh hey, the Tower Hera big key is just gonna show up somewhere. But yeah, could be Vanilla Pearl. Let's see if prdwong just rushes the top. Looks like, yeah, he's gonna do I don't know, he might not even do the basement, which was just a heart container. Because he's gonna get his stuff with just the big key. Trying to do the hook speed Hera pop method, which, if you do it quickly, is faster than I think most of the other methods. But yeah, this was not quick. Schulzer didn't actually go into the castle. He's gonna go ahead and turn in this green pendant. Green pendant could also be our Moon Pearl. But oh, it is vanilla. Hard required Tower of Hera big key. Wow. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay, I mean, this is going to give prdwong a bit of an advantage here. But it's not going to be that huge in the sense that, like, Schulzer is running out of things to do. He's going to have to go back. He's going to have to get that big key. He's going to have to go back to Hera and get that Moon Pearl. So, it's going to be a little bit behind, but not as significant as it could be. prdwong is probably not checking Hera basement at this point now that we have a Moon Pearl. So we'll gain time to that unless he comes back for it later. Yeah. So yeah, the big difference right now, prdwong has silvers from Zora. Schulzer still doesn't have enough money for that. With the mirror in tow, we'll probably find an opportunity to clean that up whenever he gets around to doing catfish. And if catfish is something good, there is a slight advantage to Schulzer just because might be a little bit earlier for him to get there. And there's that Moon Pearl for Schulzer. As we often like to say, game has jokes. Okay, we have Dark World Axis, full-on Dark World Axis finally. Skullwood's almost full clearable. We don't have the... Oh, wait, no, it is full clear. We do have the big key. Skullwood's full clearable, so we just do it. We even have all 3 small keys. In logic, Moth this early is just not... Oh. So prdwong is just going to do it. Schulzer decides, I want to see Hype Cave first. We're going to start over there on his side. Both runners are going to get to the other thing. Small key to Ganon's Tower. We don't necessarily need any of those because of the pot keys, but if we do have to search Ganon's Tower for anything, it's good to have those. a shovel for our hype cave is our shovel. I did see a swamp small for prdwong. That is mostly, yeah, we can do everything but the big chest and swamp. And let's see, where are we? Okay, I don't know if we've even seen what's over here on Lake Hylia Island. I think prdwong might have spotted it while in the early stage. It is a small key. It is a small. Oh, Castle Tower 2. Okay. Hopefully prdwong saw that there's a small key there and we'll pick it up. Early Castle Tower 2. So we will not be on a as viewers, we will not be on a Castle Tower 2 check search, which is ideal in this mode because there are 215 locations Castle Tower 2 key can be, and you don't want a last location that, either as a player or as a viewer. Both our runners are also going to be able to do Thieves Town, which I expect to see relatively soon as well. Yeah, we're going to use that blue potion now. Despite having already paid off Sora, prdwong has plenty of money if he wants to go buy more bottles, has a flute to go get him anytime he wants. Also refills his magic so he can use more. Oh, he's got 2 blues. Okay, even better. You do not want to die here. Also, firing that fire, if you can actually hit him, there you go. If he doesn't actually take damage from the fire rod in that situation, and instead he's getting hit by the spikes, it does help get him down to where you can swing your sword at him. That's already 4 dungeons down for prdwong. Schulzer not far behind. Right now, we're really, really even. Schulzer having already found the Castle Tower 2. As long as prdwong remembers that there's a small key on Lake Hylia Island, we'll no doubt also pick up that small key. We've already found some of our most annoying keys. We've already found both Castle Tower keys. We've already found the Swamp Palace small. We're missing big keys, Cana Samaria, and medallions. I don't think we know the Turtle Rock medallion yet. We will need bombos for sure. So yeah, this could be a relatively fast seed. I think that's prdwong's last check in Skull Woods. And we're going to go ahead and go into Village of Outcasts. There's an ether medallion, so we're essentially covered on medallions. We know we need bombos, so we're gonna have to get that, whether it be for Mire or Turtle Rock as well. And we have ether and Quake. We're gonna full clear Thieves Town. We have all the things we need. It's really nice to go into a Thieves Town with the small key, with the big key, with the hammer. No danger of leaving something behind the big chest. Looks like Schulzer's going to be right behind prdwong going into the Village Outcasts, and we'll do Thieves Town next. Right now, at this point, we're not quite to the point where we can full clear all the dungeons, but we can do enough of them. We can do everything but the big chest and swamp. We can do a lot in pod. We don't have the big key there for that yet. A nice half magic refill. We can do Ice Palace out of logic without the big key. Might be a while. Ice Palace may be the last one that they try and do because, you know, we don't have the Cane of Samaria. Samaria can, of course, be there, but not exactly the favorite thing for people to do. Ice Palace without Cane of Samaria is definitely a slower set of checks. However, we do have the hook shot. We do have a small key, so it's not as bad as it could be. I don't think prdwong is done the chess game yet. We'll do that after Thieves Town. Neither one of them has done the bombable hut yet. We could also see some Smith chain action because the seed has very much lent itself to making that pretty relatively free. It's still kind of a slow check, but with Mirror and in particular with prdwong, who's gonna want to end at Hype Cave and possibly Swamp Palace. He's gonna be heading that direction anyway. So far, nothing of particular note in Thieves Town, unless I missed something, which wouldn't be a shocker. And of course, Thieves Town is like one of the least go-modable dungeons in the game. Like, even when you hit Thieves Town in a full go mode, there's not a whole lot you can skip. It is, however, nice that we can you don't have to just do the front four and come back later. You've got a fire shield. Small key to Ganon's Tower. Okay. In case we actually have to fish items out of Ganon's Tower, you want 3 of those. If we don't have to fish items out, if we get to just go mode at Ganon's Tower at the end, 2 small keys means you don't have to pick up any pot keys or drop keys, which is nice. 2 also is a number. If you route it correctly, you can do the whole thing with two small keys. If you go left side first and then do the right side. Of course, at this point, we have no idea what our pendants are, so we don't even know what items could be in Ganon's Tower. Like, 80 keys is the one mode where I say, give me a ped seed, because, like, if an item's on ped that leads to a crystal, then I know I don't have to search for anything in GT outside of a big key and CT smalls. Of course, the obvious exception to those, I don't want to see CT small on ped, and I don't want to see Ganon's Tower big key on ped. Thieves Town is a crystal. We have no idea what our red crystals are, and it wouldn't surprise me if at some point the runners just walk into the bomb shop and the big bomb is just sitting there. It's not unusual in this mode. Me personally, I like to try and remember to check my menu after I get a crystal to see if it's red or not, but more often than not, I forget. So. 300 rupees in the bombable hut, so, I mean, prdwong's already bought his silvers from Zora, so this money won't need any more money for the rest of the seed. Okay, we're gonna do chess game, because I don't know if this doesn't... If we're gonna do Smiths, we need to do this first. Or we end up skipping this, because you cannot take a follower into the dig game. I think I said chess game, I meant dig game. It's just a small key, but it's a small key to pod. That gives us 4. It's a lot of things in logic with 4 pod smalls. Okay, we're gonna run back, we're gonna grab the Smith, we're gonna turn him in. Like I said, just the way we're routing this just lends itself well very well for these checks. We'll see if Schulzer does the same thing. Having already done Hype Cave, he might not. But he also has full access to Swamp Palace, which he didn't have before. So he might take all this into Swamp Palace. Schulzer having not paid off Zora yet. That money's he still has pretty much all the money he could possibly need for the rest of the game. But subtract 500 from that in case he does decide to go to Zora. Not hard required because we don't necessarily need silvers. We like to have them. They do make the Ganon fight faster. Even more so, they'll make the Vitreous fight faster when we get to Misery Mire. But certainly not hard required. Today, the Smiths are just making some arrows. Silver for prdwong. There'll be wood for a Schulzer. We're gonna grab this purple chest. We can't run away yet because of there's still a couple mirrors spots we want to do. One nice thing for Schulzer if he does this is he's going to be able to route in the shovel, which was the one thing that Hype Cave gave us. prdwong's not going to be able to do that. He'll have to route that shovel in another way. On the other hand, prdwong, after he's done with this K45 check, can leave the purple chest behind, as the game will think he still has it when he mirrors in front of the locksmith guy. At 5 hearts, I don't blame him for taking that heart. Girls are having 1 extra heart from having picked up 1 in Harrow Basement. So actually, it looks like he might have another extra heart somewhere from somewhere. Just bombs from Stumpy. See if Schulzer picks up this heart too. He's pretty low as well. Nope. He says, I have enough. Alright, purple chest has for us another heart. Okay. prdwong going to go right back in. Gonna go ahead and do Swamp House before Hype Cave. This is going to work out just fine. Hype Cave having very little of interest. I already missed what the shovel turned up. So if anybody, I'm guessing, I don't see anyone. 300 rupees, thank you. Yeah, not gonna be missing that at all. I mean, big money is good early, but we're past the point where we need that big money. A little more valuable for Schulzer, but like at 800 rupees, it would have been over 500 for Zora already. It does make it a little bit easier because, pot is a thing. Okay, prdwong into both runners gonna go into Swamp. Schulzer needs to does something we all do once in a while, which is forget to actually drain the dam first. Everybody's done that at least once in their life playing this game, and more likely multiple times. We're still missing quite a few things. Still missing Canis Samaria in particular. Big keys that we need. We need a pod bake. Are we? Gosh. I think we're actually really close to no mode between our 2 runners now that I look at it. We need a Canis Samaria. We need Bombos as items, and that's all we were left for items. We need the pod bake as far as keys go. Obviously, prdwong needs to pick up the Castle Tower small key from the Lake Hylia Island. And yeah, and Schulzer's missing the Meyer big key. And if I didn't mention the GT big, chat reminded me. I must not have mentioned it because chat's reminding me of it. That is kind of an important thing. This is the one last thing that we can find, that we know we can find in GT. We're still not sure what our pendants are, so... our runners pretty much right on top of each other. This is shaping up to be very, very close. We're going to do left side. Both runners going to go ahead and do left side swamp first. We still need enough things that this makes sense. funny enough, Meyer Shed has our Meyer Big, as chat's reminding me. So it might... That's a little unfortunate for Schulzer because it makes you not want to go there to look for it because, like, you don't want to go there until you can beat Misery Meyer. So hopefully that doesn't stop him from going there in the relatively near future. I mean, at this point, this doesn't matter until we get Bombos. There's a small key to Misery Meyer, so... That only... The Misery Meyer small keys are, like... They're the worst... No, not the worst small key in the game is the Tower Harris small key, because it opens up a very slow catch quest check. But the Meyer small keys are weird because the three of them put the left side in logic. And you don't actually need any of them to actually do the left side. Key logic is kind of funky because the game always... Key logic is based on making sure the runner can't do anything to lock themselves out of things. And Misery Meyer and Ice Palace in particular have small key doors behind their big keys, which do funky things with the logic. That's another Ice Palace small. So if you ever wonder about, you know, why we have all this weird logic, in particular in Ice Palace for key logic, that is why. Yeah, I would expect both our runners probably gonna do ice or pod next. Like, it'd be nice to do ice with Kana Samaria, and it'd be nice to have the big key when you did it. On the other hand, we have 4 pod smalls. Actually, Schulzer looks like he only has 3. And 4 pod smalls puts a lot of things in logic. We also don't have the big key to pod, so knowing that you can't finish it, like, pod is probably the most multiply dipped dungeon in 80 keys. I'm saying that anecdotally, I don't know if that's actually true, but it feels like it. Because of all the small keys, all the key logic. The 4 keys opens up most of the things logically, and a handful of things not logically. Okay, big game is the pod small Schulzer missing, thank you. And yeah, huge shout out to Nochibato for coming in at the last minute and taking over the tracking. And just a boomerang on Argus. So not a whole lot here in Swamp Palace. We do find out this is a pendant. So thankfully we did not have to find the Swamp Small in GT. Yeah, for those of you wondering about these silvers, there is a world in which Schulzer doesn't get them because we're not missing a whole lot. So he might not be incentivized to hit the Zora check. prdwong is going to go ahead and do Hype Cave, and then we're going to see if he remembers that there's a small key on Lake Hylia Island that he needs to pick up. And we'll see how long he waits on this shovel, which we know is nothing. Okay, looks like prdwong is headed into the water. This should be... Oh, did not see the key there? Sees it now, is gonna head back into the portal and go pick it up. Meanwhile, Schulz is already heading into Ice Palace. Alright, pick up that Castle Tower small key. Probably relieved to see it. Not going into Ice Palace. This could be pod play instead. I thought he did this already. Oh, maybe not. Okay, there's the bombs. I had not done it. That must have been on Schulzer's side. And that was pretty early on. We were still sorting out the tracking issues. is going to flute to 8 to go into Ice Palace, a little bit behind Schulzer. And of course, without Cadence and Mario, we do have to do this the old-fashioned way with the Ice Palace bomb jump. This is always the PSA I like to give. You still need to learn how to do the Ice Palace bomb jump, because you do not want to do this the intended way if the Cadence and Mario decides to not be available before you go into Ice Palace. And a PSA. The nice thing is we have both small keys, so we can just go ahead and open this door here to the right. And when you make this play, you kind of hope that the Cadence Mario is just over here, so that you know that your opponent won't have been able to wait on it and be able to just do it with the Cadence Mario. Another bottle. They keep giving us bottles with blue, which is really nice, at least. With half magic, you shouldn't need it, but having that extra bit of magic just in case. Because the Cold Stare fight can still be really, really fast when you use the Fire Rod. And then go minus anything not 1, you check that chest that Schulzer just did at the end. So far we haven't gotten anything that we need over here in Ice Palace. A couple more checks left. And by a couple I mean 3. We won't be able to get the big chest unless the big key decides it wants to show up. And you know, you always have that lingering chest. Right now we've got an orphaned Swamp Big chest. We'll have an orphaned Ice Palace big chest. prdwong has the orphaned Tower Hera big key chest, which we know is just a heart. I'm beginning to wonder if this is our last pendant, just because we haven't found anything in here, and if the Ice Palace big key is in GT, we were never likely to find anything in here. We still have one more item left. Let's see what's on Cold Stare, the out of logic item. Oh, prdwong messing up that bomb jump. I could sympathize. I've messed that bomb jump up many times. It's gonna choose to just go to the boss, which we know is gonna be fine. And it's just a piece of heart. So nothing in Ice Palace, and it is the last pendant. So the fact I will put it out there. I think the Ice Palace big key is just going to be in GT, and we weren't supposed to do this until after we did Ganon's Tower. I highly doubt anything's actually on him. But you know, if the Ice Palace big key were to show up, then yeah, that's an absolutely good thing. Schulzer's going to go ahead and clean up Zor from here, which is a little unfortunate, only because it does mean that Catfish is as orphan for him as it is for prdwong. So there's no more advantage to him for going to Catfish earlier. And that is correct. If the GT big key decides to show up, we don't have to do GT basement. Really nice, you know. At the end, you know, ideally you want to end these by going straight to GT, climb Castle Tower, and fight Ganon. But yeah, nothing in Ice Palace. So let's see where our runners go next. We do have a couple of North Dark World checks that we can do. We have Pod, prdwong's going to go ahead and turn in this shovel that he hasn't seen. Schulzer is going to... I don't know. Oh, he's going to check... Wait. He's going to go pull ped. Okay. He's not checking ped. He's pulling ped. We don't have a book to check it, so... This will be a blind ped pull. And prdwong doesn't even need the 300 bucks. And is heading over towards pod. Alright, everybody. What's going to be here? What do we got? A big shield. So those of you that love the big shield are going to be really happy. I assume we probably have some shield haters around. That's not what Schulzer was hoping to find. He is going to now check Myra's shed, hoping for a key under the doormat. He's going to be half right because he will get the Myra big key, but not the bombless medallion to get into Myra. So our runners are even on items, mostly even on checks. I think, yeah, Schulzer having done the ped pull, I think, is the biggest difference. I'm not sure there's anything else one of the runners hasn't done. prdwong going to head into pod with those 4 pod small keys. Oh, and Schulzer doesn't have a pod small from Dig Game. So that could matter here as we check pod out. With 4 keys, if you want to do a really dumb route and a really slow route, hey, we got a nice mail upgrade. You can full clear the dungeon if you want to not open this front door. However, that means running down the right side very many times, and there's very rare situations where that is a good idea. The one time I would consider it myself would be if I read ped and found out there was a pod small key there. I might be a little more careful about using my small keys. Otherwise, I would just orphan either the big key chest or the harmless hellboy chest. We'll see which one prdwong decides to orphan. Schulzer will have to orphan both. I mean, and yeah, as chat points out, it is not unusual to get a pod small key in pod. We don't have the big key, so no matter what, we can't full clear this. But I feel like there's got to be something progression-wise in here, and prdwong's going to skip this one because one of the deciding factors in what to skip, it is if you have the big key, you don't want to have to come back to this part of the dungeon again. So you're probably going to just go ahead and skip big key chest at the front, and you'll leave the harmless hellway key, and you'll check the harmless hellway. If you have the big key, no, if you don't have the big key, that gives you 2 items in the back here that you want to check, and makes it a little more appealing to go ahead and do the big key chest instead. The only thing I don't like about the way prdwong did this is because he's just now doing the front and the right side checks. He could still get another pod small, which would have allowed him to do harmless hellway and the big key chest. Yeah, chat asking why would Schulzer skip the Dig Game. Whether it may or may not have been on purpose, if we're going to be completely honest. Once you pick up a follower, you can't do the Dig Game. So he may have just decided, it's a slow check anyway, and I want to do the smith chain more efficiently. Or it is entirely possible that he picked up the follower and realized, oops, now I can't do Dig Game. It's only going to hurt him if one of these 6 key pod locations pans out to anything. So far, the big key chest did not, so it would pretty much have to be harmless hellway that would be an issue for him. Hey, we got a small key at Desert Palace, so we gotta go there next. As we follow some breadcrumbs. So what could we find? I mean, at this point, it feels like the Canis Maria possibly to go into Turtle Rock. Still don't know what the medallion there is. Or a Bombos to go into Misery Mire seems likely to show up soon. A Pod Big Key would also be possible. Here you want to immediately follow this Desert Small Key. We also got Powder back here, so I would expect to see a bat check relatively soon. And yeah, Hookshot Cave is definitely a thing. Ideally, you don't want to go to Hookshot Cave until you have a Cane of Samaria to hopefully just do Turtle Rock, since you have all the things you need to actually complete the dungeon other than Cane of Samaria. But at some point, you just got to go there and hope that your cane is just there. Schulzer choosing to do the bat first, which is looking like it might be the better play. It might not matter. The answer might not be either one of these places. Also just a map. So I expect Schulzer will now switch back over to Desert while prdwong is going to go ahead and jump down and do the bat. We have not seen what's on the pyramid. We do not know what our red crystals are. And we also have Graveyard Ledge and Catfish unchecked. And Lumberjack, yeah. Lumberjack has not been checked either. That's a good call. And for that matter, we haven't seen what's on Bumper Ledge. But we don't have the cape to get it anyway, so... Oh, prdwong's gonna do the ped pull. Might do this into the North Dark Hole checks. Is it faster to go through the front of Desert Palace? Maybe. We don't have a book. I guess you could mirror at the front, so that would be viable. And both our runners gonna have the lovely large shield. Schulzer's gonna bet on the mountain and head over towards Hookshot Cave. We could also do Adalogic Spike Cave with the bottles we have. prdwong looks like he might be betting on the North Darkhold stuff. As we were still missing a few things. We still need a Bombos, a Cane, and a GT Big. And a Pod Big. So 4 items. Or 2 items, 2 big keys, if you will. Schulzer having not done... prdwong, Sequence Broke, Super Bunny, did what it's named for. And Sequence Broke it without the Moon Pearl. So for him, it's just the 4 items in Hookshot Cave, and maybe, you know, an Adalogic Spike Cave, since we don't have any of our safety items. Heart Piece, so we'll do Castle Tower at the end. And no, the answer is not the answer is not Lumberjack. Okay, so we're gonna see Hookshot Cave from Schulzer. Small key to Pod. Okay. And yes, the only thing, it's just a small key to Pod. That's all we got out of Hookshot Cave. That's not what we're hoping for. And yeah, it looks like he's not going to do the Adalogic Spike Cave. He's going to go back into Pod, it looks like, to spend that small key. Although this may actually be Pyramid. We'll see which it is. I can't see taking one pod small back into Pod when the things you've skipped are all behind 6 pod smalls. We've seen a total of 5. The 4th one for each runner is a different key. Schulzer's gonna go ahead and check the pyramid ledge. Is that... There's your cane. That's a little unfortunate because if he'd had that when he went up to the mountain, he theoretically could have done it, but we still don't know if the medallion is there. Catfish is going to give us just a compass, so we're not going to care about that. Let's see, where's Pierre? Yeah, so prdwong is going to go to... He's going to go to the mountain. Oh, no, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to go up to the mountain and check Hookshot Cave. He's not going to have the cane, and now he's going to have to go back. So this could potentially, this could be very important at this point, because, I mean, Schulzer having made the same mistake, but didn't do the north checks, and may never have to do them. And if the answer is just in Turtle Rock, that's just, you know, there's not going to be any coming back for prdwong. On the other hand, what could happen is prdwong could try and, you know, we don't know what our red crystals are. So he might try and pair the pyramid ledge with red crystals. And if the pyramid fairy has a Bombos or a GT big key, that'd be really big. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and prdwong's going to get pod 5. So that'll be a full clearable pod for him once he gets the big key. Pod 6 probably somewhere here in Turtle Rock. And we can do Spike Cave. Looks like prdwong is going to go ahead and do Spike Cave. Does need... I don't know how many bottles he has. The bushes near the Spike Cave entrance are all 50. Well, there's 4 of them. There's Bombos, are 50-50, and that Bombos is interesting because there is you could argue that you just go do Misery Mire right now with that Bombos. I think I like it better that Schulzer's staying here. You have all the things to full clear Turtle Rock. There's pod 6. So there's really no reason to go and rush Mire. If you didn't have all the things to full clear Turtle Rock, then I could definitely see leaving. But either way, you know, it's not going to change the number of mountain climbs you're going to have. Yeah, prdwong unfortunately is going to find out that this is just a heart container. I kind of don't like this check. I mean, yes, I know what the answer is. I know this is not the right answer. So there's definitely a little bit of hindsight is 2020. But this is kind of one of those checks that I might assume that my opponent has done forever ago, and thus not want to do it. I just want to try and have that time gain. But yeah, at this point we're just missing the 2 big keys, GT big and pod big. Okay, we're not going to actually do Spike Cave. Okay, prdwong probably just going to do the pyramid ledge, which unfortunately can't get him an advantage. He would need it to be like a pyramid fairy turn in first. Because right now, if you just only picking up the cane of Samara, he's just trailing Schulzer. But again, we still don't know what our 5-6 crystals are. Because I don't think we've had a single map check. I've not been, you know, we don't get a lot of menuing, and when we do, it's often when I'm not ready for it. So I don't necessarily catch whether we have the 5-6 crystals or not. Why is everybody... There's nothing... Okay, so why don't we do CT now? Because there's no gain to do CT right now. We've seen both chests in Castle Tower. We know Lumberjack... Well, prdwong knows the Lumberjack has nothing. Schulzer doesn't quite know that. Like, there's nothing to be gained by doing it. And it doesn't save you time to do it now. It's ideally you want to do it at the end. That's a better question. Did he skip lava chest? Okay, so okay, I'm getting the answer. Yeah, it routes pyramid and catfish. And I'm also getting that it's slower to check. It's slower to check the pyramid than to do castle turn. Gotcha. Okay, that is a fair point. Thank you, Allison and Moogle. So yeah, that is a very good point. I have not timed these things, and those are definitely two runners, Allison and Moogle Charm. Definitely two runners that I trust when they say that something is faster or something is slower. My guess is just that mentality of I want to do, like, it's 80 keys. The mentality is you do Castle Tower last. And there is a big key to Ganon's Tower, so we're still missing the pod big. Which is probably in Misery Mire at this point. There's pod 6 for prdwong. Alright, looks like, yeah. So Schulzer did skip a few things in Turtle Rock. We're gonna see if those are gonna come back to bite. prdwong needs that to come back. There's that Bombos for prdwong. Meantime, Schulzer heading into Misery Mire. Okay, and interesting, Schulzer's not... Okay, so the kind of the standard routing for Misery Mire in Key Sandy mode is you go do the left side first. Now, the left side is slow. So you might not want to do it that way. But the thing is, we're missing... The thing we're missing is from a crystal dungeon. He's gonna have to go and look in some of these places. So I assume, yeah, this is probably Schulzer saying, I'm gonna rush the boss. If the pod big key's on the boss, then I'm just done, and I can just go to pod and finish everything out. If the pod big key is elsewhere, then I just come back in. Okay, just a map on the big key chest, so lava chest dead. So in Misery Mire, that totally makes sense, because Misery Mire, you know, the going to the boss and then coming back in, not that big a deal. It makes less sense than Turtle Rock. Having to come back to Turtle Rock, if that ends up being the right answer, is a much more difficult prospect, and probably would get last location. But in some sense, I mean, both runners do have reasons to feel behind, so... You know, trying to cut corners or trying to do extra things, both are reasonable. And that is a big key, and it is a big key to Swamp. That is not the big key we were looking for. Mimic Cave, not the answer. I think we have one more check here that Schulzer would have missed, and that's going to be this big chest right here. And it's a small key to Hyrule Castle. Thanks, game! We did that forever ago, but thank you. Schulzer going right back into Misery Mire as expected. And should not be punished by these Turtle Rock skips. I say should because there is the non-zero chance you to go back and look there. But I gotta believe this is last location for Schulzer at this point, so I don't expect him to come back here. Next check in Misery Mire is a compass we don't care about. We're not going to do the cutscene. It wouldn't surprise me if he just skips that altogether. It is a rather slow check. There's a big key to pod, and there's your answer. There's your pod big key. That's go mode for Schulzer. Doesn't need to do anything else. Might want a sword. We found a sword somewhere. I missed where we found a sword. We got a tempered sword somewhere. So never mind about the sword. Gold sword is nice, but like the difference between tempered and gold is pretty minimal as compared to the difference between master sword and gold. Oh, it's laser punch. Thank you. Wrong. Meanwhile, it's going to get his GT big key here, and no doubt we'll head straight to Misery Mire. Go ahead and switch to Schulzer here. Might have to switch back to prdwong because I'm not getting any sound. Are y'all hearing anything? It's there? Is it? Okay, cool. Just see if we can make it a little bit louder. Alright, there we go. I can hear it now. Kind of rare that we get two runners using vanilla audio, by the way. There's a lot of good MSUs out there, but it's also sometimes nice to just have the vanilla audio too. And just 20 rupees on Helmasaur. I don't believe that Schulzer is going to be checking literally anything else in the game. Has pretty much all the things you could possibly want to go ahead and finish. We'll save and quit and head up to the mountain. I do believe this right here was the pod big key. Yeah, so prdwong gonna actually get into, have a shorter Misery Mire by doing the checks first. But unfortunately, the extra checks going, doing the North Darkworld stuff, just put him behind. If he had stayed with the North Darkworld checks and gotten his Cane of Samaria on path with that, we would have a really close race. But unfortunately, he gave up, like, because Schulzer went and did, because they both essentially did the same thing at one point of heading up to Hookshot Cave, finding out that wasn't the answer, and coming back down. But Schulzer did that and then came back down and just went straight to Pyramid. Whereas prdwong did the North Darkwold checks, didn't do the Pyramid, went up to the mountain, found out that was nothing, and then had to come back for the Pyramid. And so that just took too much extra time. Up until that point, the lead was indeterminate. And yeah, I mean, if either one of them had just done Castle Tower into the Pyramid check, it's entirely possible that the other checks just never happened. Meantime, Schulzer are gonna go ahead and on this GT climb. The silver arrows, tempered sword, pretty much everything you could possibly want. This won't be a difficult climb. prdwong doesn't care that the Swamp Palace Big Key decided to show up. In the meantime, there's those links. Go ahead and follow these runners, putting on, you know, a good show. Like, I know, just reading some of the race time chats between these runners, prdwong, I don't think he really even expected this to go to a game 3. So, very well done. And just getting to brackets, very good achievement. And yeah, there is definitely, yeah, he could have, like, if a few different decisions here or there, like, he absolutely was very much in this race, could have easily been the one to take it. So, very well played by him. Alright, as we get to the top of the tower, we get to see some of the fun whiz rope strats that everybody likes to do with the King of Samaria. Yeah, Schulzer with 2 arrows. Didn't even notice it, and I don't know, are there arrow pots here? There might be an arrow pot here. See if you open. No, yeah, okay. You're not gonna pick up any of those pots. Oh, arrows in Castle Tower. That's a really good point. Thank you, Zafirhill. There's plenty of arrows in Castle Tower. I forgot about that. We still need to do that. He still has to remember to pick those up. As expected, not opening any of the chests up there. The prdwong going to be about a mountain behind. So, mountain plus GT, essentially. Because prdwong finishing up the Helmasaur fight as Schulzer enters Aga 2. Nice 3 cycle. prdwong choosing to mirror instead of save and quit. I don't know which is faster. It's certainly not a huge difference either way. And heading up the mountain as Schulzer flutes away to do Castle Tower. And Schulzer bonks over the hole in order to get into the castle. This fight is really nice to do with good equipment, or this dungeon. Alright, prdwong entering Ganon's tower. Those are about halfway through Castle Tower. Okay, now's the time to start picking up some arrow pots. There we go. 6 is enough. You only need 4. You can miss twice. It's fine. You don't see a whole lot of misses on Ganon. I mean, it's not unusual to miss 1, but, like, he's not going to miss 3. Alright, so far, 1 blue ball. That's 2. prdwong through the gauntlet of the GT climb. That's 3 blue balls. Usually I don't count these, but... There we go. Schulzer doing a nice job in that corner using the hook shot for iframes. And we're already in phase 3. We're gonna get a double? Oh, I don't think he quite got the double there. So there's there's 1 miss, but should be able to finish it off here. wasn't able to quite get the triple and knew it, so saved the last arrow. Has 1 arrow left. And is going to finish it up. And we'll cross that bridge with an official race time of 1:34:30. GG's to Schulzer, moving on to the second round. I'm just taking a look real quick to see who he will play. There we go. We'll be playing Moogle Charm, who was in chat earlier. All right, we do have Schulzer joining me in the booth here. GG's.
GG. What a weird beat.
Yeah. Can we talk about that moon pearl for a second?
The Vanilla Moon Pearl. Yay! We love it.
I mean, because it was really quite amusing. Because like, as you're finishing up, I don't remember the exact timing, but as you're finishing up Tower of Hera, prdwong is going into Castle Tower and getting the Tower of Hera big key. Suddenly putting all the things you just did in logic.
Yeah.
And then it turns out the moon pearl just happens to be vanilla.
I completely forgot that I got the sword out of Waterfall Valley and was like, oh, Agar Tower is never in logic before Moon Pearl. And then I remembered in Tower Feather, wait, Agar Tower is in logic. And then maybe the Moon Pearl is just there. And then Tower Feather Biggie, no! And I skipped the lower chest as well. If the Moon Pearl is there, I'm gonna be so angry. And then, of course, Moon Pearl is in the big chest. So it didn't feel too bad, but yeah, like that Night World felt so horrible. Like,
Yeah,
not getting early flute, it felt like I was behind at that point by a bit.
Yeah, I mean, in general, like you two were kind of trading leads back and forth. It was a really close race until the decision to find that Canis Samaria. So you went to Hookshot Cave, and it wasn't there, and then went straight to Pyramid. And I assume you were going to like do Catfish and like Graveyard Legend, all that stuff after.
Yeah, like that was my last 2 checks other than Pyramid.
Whereas prdwong did the north checks and stopped at Catfish, did not continue to Pyramid, and then went to Hookshot Cave, and then came back to the Pyramid. And that was like that right there was the big difference in the end.
Yeah, I was trying to put off Mountain like all the time. I didn't do Mountain after Hera, so if somebody is there, I probably lose at this point. And then I got the Mountain. I'm like, okay, I have like 3 checks left other than Mountain. Somalia is just gonna be there, and TR is gonna open. Then you go up the mountain, and where's my Somalia? Kane, please. Why? And yeah.
Yeah. Now I don't know that we never figured out what the red crystals were. I don't know if you ever figured out what the red crystals were. Was there the 2 things that the one I thought of was do Pyramid Fairy into the at the same time.
It was pot.
If it was,
I checked it after clearing Turlock. I skipped a few checks in TR. I know it was risky, but for me it felt the game was on a nice edge. Like I full cleared Ice Palace, I full cleared Swamp Palace. Like I knew I have 2 checks left, 3 checks with Lumberjack at this point, and I didn't think it. Again, I thought if it's Lumberjack, I probably have lost anyways because then Kane is also free. So I don't go there, and yeah, I felt like we would be in like at most a 5-minute range in the seed, or like 2 minutes, and then I justified myself. Okay, let's just skip 3 items in TR. Let's hope it's not gonna be there. You have an entire Maya open to you. You still have Laser Bridge, and you're only 1 item from go. Let's hope this works out. And then you get TT big here and like, cool. Now I cannot even gamble TT. Okay, do Maya. Hope it's in there, and if not, do Catfish and hope the Picky shows up. But luckily for me, Pot Picky was just there and took me over the finish line.
Now, did you at any point think of doing Castle Tower into the pyramid check? Because that was like there were a lot of people that were after you to do that, and I didn't really. It like to me, it didn't feel like, I'm like, well, we've already done Castle Tower, we've done the 2 checks, but it didn't occur to me, and it was pointed out that it's faster to do that because it takes you right into the pyramid and those checks.
Yeah, like when I went to the portal, I was like, yeah, I know I should do pyramid, I should do Castle Tower 1 first. But in
Mhm.
my mind was just like, I don't wanna do Castle Tower right now. I just don't wanna do it. I
Okay,
know
you
this is
just
a
didn't want
dumb
to do it.
reason, but like I know I have to do it, but I don't want to do it now. I just want to find my item and move on, so to speak. I know it was like when I walked over the pyramid, it was like this is the wrong play, but now I've committed, and then the cane just up, and you're like, cool.
I mean, it worked out. Like he didn't do it that way either. So you both had the same time loss, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
so that worked out just fine. The other thing we noticed you skipped is you skipped. It was actually a pod small at the dig game.
Oh yeah,
So
the game. Yeah.
yeah, was that on
What am I
purpose?
doing?
Because there are 2 ways you can go with this. Like it's a slow enough check, and it makes the smith chain a little less efficient. On the other hand, I've done it before where it's like, oh wait, I forgot to do dig game. I picked up the smith. Wait, I guess I'm not doing dig game.
Yeah, I think at that spot, I was thinking to myself, okay, look at my items. Okay, what do I need? GT big key, pot big key, Maya big key, and cane, and that's like all my items. And I'm like,
Hmm.
I just can't justify myself to clear all the overworld stuff right now. I just gonna go into dungeons that I need to do.
Hmm.
Like that one was a bit of a gamble to do. It felt horrible getting the Maya smoke only out of there. But at this
Hmm.
point, I was slowly running out of checks for Kane especially, and then you go Ice Palace, and you don't find anything, like any
Yeah.
item basically in Swarm and Ice, and like, cool game, what to do now? But yeah, it just was like, you didn't need like much items, and I just hope that my skips finally worked out. Because
Yeah.
I didn't in my last few races, but this time at least it worked.
I mean, sometimes the skips work, sometimes they don't. It's just the nature of randomizer. Yeah, I had a feeling. I have a feeling that we never found the Ace Palace big key. I bet that's in GT somewhere. And thank goodness we don't have. It's not hard required, right?
Yes, like pulling pad was the mean play and definitely not the correct play.
Yeah.
But you pull pad because
I
it
mean, you
was
both
more
did it.
like Swamp Palace didn't have nothing, Ice Palace didn't have nothing. Like surely pad has to have something now.
Yeah, surely something. Well, surely not. I mean, unless you're worried about that laser bridge mirror shield that is no longer logical because of the logic changes. I guess it's been years now since you actually need something for laser bridge in non-entrance mode. So, uh, so let's see. That does put you in the next round against Mool Charm. How you feeling about that one?
Ooh.
Should be a
Yeah, I
good
think
one.
this is a rematch from last year, second last year, of
Hmm.
2 years ago. Like I definitely played against in the bracket phase against Mugu before.
Hmm.
I think it was like the quarterfinals at this point. So
I
well,
mean, you two
let's
are
see how
both.
this one goes.
Yeah, you two are both excellent runners. So for this to be a rematch of a previous bracket match, no surprise. And yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he was in chat earlier, so in fact, he was one of the ones. He was one of the ones calling you out for not doing Castle Tower. But um, any thought like you're the lower seed, so any thoughts on what modes you would pick? I mean, I think the strategy is pretty much you let the other person choose first, though, so you get to wait.
I mean it doesn't matter at all in brackets because you in the end will play all 3 modes regardless,
Hmm.
sooner or later.
Yep,
So
that's true.
like I just pick the one that I want to play the most, and most often it's just gonna be open. Because
Hmm.
I actually one of the few persons who like playing open.
I mean, opens. I found it refreshing that we got like regular open in this tournament. For so long we've been having these different hard mode thingies that weren't really that hard, but they did make it a little different. So I find it refreshing to have open in there, even though it's maybe not my favorite category. But yeah, you're right. I mean, you go best of 3, you're gonna play all 3 anyway. So and yeah, the and I've seen multiple it's not unusual for the person to choose a mode and then that's the one they lose. You know, like we've definitely seen that in this tournament. So
Yeah, I mean, like, I thought like 80 keys is a lot more execution, but I felt like a lot of seats came down to who finds the one important item first. Like in
yeah.
open, like 80 keys is just open and work because you do all dungeons and all dungeons stuff.
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
yeah, like I don't like AD in like any mode basically, but yeah. The other thing like I don't like in this tournament this year certainly is that we had 128 people signing tournament. It was just a little bit too big. I think like 64 people would have probably suited the tournament a little bit better to have a more exciting blue phase. But yeah, second phase is speeding up. Opponents are getting stronger. Matches are getting closer. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, anyway, anything else you want to add before we go ahead and close this out?
Can I stop playing against NA opponents all the time, please?
I can't help you there. I can't help you there. But yeah, congratulations on making it into the next round, and good luck on the next one.
Yeah, GG to prdwong for a close best of 3, and thank you all for commentating solo, and not Chibata for second. Don't forget the people who are actually making this tournament more fun by putting it up. So,
all right.
Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much, Schulzer. All right, that is going to do it for us for tonight, but we do have a lot more on the schedule today. At 4:10 on this same SpeedGaming channel, we have what I believe is a game 3 between Malxantholos and P-Train. At 7:40, let's see, does not say the mode there. Oh, no, it does. It's open. Okay. At 7:40, we have a cross hunt race between Coin Chaser and Ninjembro. Don't know what game that is. At 9:10, we have an open race between Sheffy and PH. That'll be open. That is a, let's see, that is a game 3 for sure. At 11:10, we have 2 races. A first round race that's open between JMO and Vextifer. And I think that's a game 3, but I'm not sure. And at 11, at the same time, we have Maniacal versus Kazun. That's a second round cross hunt race. And that'll be a game 1. Yeah, okay. And I'm hearing that Coin and Ninjembro are also going to be a game 3. It's kind of at this point what I would expect, unless told otherwise. So yeah. So a lot of ALTTPR on the schedule for your viewing pleasure. But yeah, that is going to do it for us. I want a huge thank you to Noshibato for coming in at the last minute and taking over the tracking. I couldn't have done it without you. I always say trackers are the MVPs, but like when you're solo comming, yeah, you need someone. So huge thank you. But yeah, that is going to do it for us, and we'll see you, looks like in about an hour for Malxantholos versus P-Train.